All right, before we get into the video, give a quick shout out to Zombie Raptor 9. Ran into him during one of the games I was playing earlier and had a great conversation with him. Pretty sweet guy. So if you see him on the battlefield, send him a message, say what's up. Anyways, in today's video, we're going to be comparing two tanks that have very similar playstyles. The first one's going to be the Progetto 46, which is the Tier 8 Italian medium auto-reloading tank. And then the second one's going to be the P44 Pantera. So real quickly, I'm going to put on screen the stats of this tank specifically. And you can see the armor profile of it. So it does not have good armor whatsoever. So don't expect to block anything with it. 16.35 rounds per minute. And then the horsepower, 650, top speed, 55. So it gets up and going pretty quick, but not as fast as the tech tree variant of it. But it is mobile, so you can definitely fall back in this thing. And basically, these two videos I'm going to do right now is comparing both these tanks and showing why the Premium just absolutely blows the other one out of the water as far as rate of fire. The numbers are very similar. I think the tech tree one has like 14.35 rounds per minute, but this one just feels so much better for some reason. I can't really explain why. But it's also a low profile too, so that might be a reason right there. But basically on this game, we're on mines, and guys, mines, this should not be any higher than tier 8. I should not be in a tier 10 tank going on this map. It's too small. Tier 9, which is a tank, or the battle that we're in right now, we're in a tier 9 battle, so we're mid-tier. It just feels, it feels too small. Like I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about it. I'm sure you guys probably agree with me, but I'm not a fan of it at top tier like this. It's harder for people who are trying to 3-mark tanks. Like I usually am playing to 3-mark tanks, so it just doesn't have a lot of damage out there. People YOLO and die, and you can have fun games on it, don't get me wrong, and it's fun to play with, but if you're trying to go for 3 marks, it's just not necessarily the best. So it's not as bad as Port, though. Port is just absolutely atrocious. Don't even get me started on that. So, but basically one of the biggest things you're going to see both these replays is that rate of fire just kind of struggles right here. Catch this VK out on the open, and I was just gonna dump the clip into him. I could wait, but I don't know if there's any tanks coming from my left, coming from my front, which boom, one of them pops up. So I could have waited for my first shell to reload and then drop another one into him, but I just decided to dump the clip into him and play him more like an autoloader at that situation right there. So I wanted to get him down and close to death as fast as I could. So now we're just on that atrocious reload, and man, this thing is just, it's not fun when you're reloading. So in a 1v1, if you dump that clip, you're screwed just because it takes forever to reload. But now we're just kind of camping right here. I'm in a great position, and that T95 pops up. Don't want to take a hit from him. Put one shell into that guy. I think that actually bounced off. Did that bounce off? No, that went in. But yeah, I don't want to take a hit from the T95 early on. That would suck. So we're just getting that juicy spotting damage. I got some teammates behind me. I think already shooting at him too. And I'm in a great position right here. So this is a good position on mines. If you get these kind of spawns, you can move up to this position because Artie usually doesn't have any shots in you. Can you get a hit on that guy? Yep, we pinned one. Get another one in. That one bounces somehow. I don't know where that one hit. And I was waiting to get another one in, but he sits behind the rock and stays there. So now we're just reloading our clip. Just see if we have any shots on that guy. I'm thinking about maybe hitting his cupola, but it's probably a risky shot. I probably shouldn't do it. So then we dump 2 into this guy. I'm like, hey, I got to put as much damage as I can into him. We track him. He's going to get shut down from one of our teammates from behind. Now I'm on that long reload. That's at 11.3 seconds until my third clip, or my first shell reloads. And then I see this guy rushing me. I'm like, ah, crap. I gotta back up. Luckily, I got teammates behind me, so they're going to take care of him. Just worried about already shooting me. And I'm just looking at the map, trying to be aware. And I'm thinking right now, man, if this guy just YOLOs me, I'm probably going to take some big hits right here. That could be pretty brutal for end game, but luckily he doesn't. I get supports from my teammate, so I'm going to pop up and take this guy out of the game. He's overexposing, and he doesn't know I'm here. So put one into him, put another one into him, shut him down, take out the Tiger. Now it's 9-7. Still, they got 2 Arties left, so I'm just worried, thinking that Artie shell's going to come in, so I'm trying to get back as fast as I can. And that's one of the things in this tank versus the tech tree is that the tech tree variant would have easily gotten back a little bit quicker just because of that higher horsepower ratio. Try to put a shell into him. I think we don't pin that one, actually. I think we bounced one of those. One of those we bounced. I think it might have been the second one that we bounced, but that was a little ridiculous. So right here, I'm thinking about peeking out and taking a shot on him. And if you noticed earlier, I was, I think, half a second away from loading my third and final shell into my magazine, but I got cocky and I pulled the trigger too early. So instead of us taking him out, someone else gets to take him out because we only had 2 shells loaded. So that's one of the bummers about this tank, is that if you pull that trigger too early, you completely reset your reload. And I tend to do that a lot in these tanks just because I get a little anxious and a little trigger happy just because I'm trying to put out that damage. But Lurver pops up, boom, put one into him. 2, see if we can put a third one into him. Yes, we can. We don't shut him down though. We roll kind of low And that guy had the googly eyes on his tank. Same here. I got the same exact thing on mine. It looks funny that way. It's a good tank. Very fun tank. Doesn't have high DPM. And right here, I'm just trying to hide from Artie, using the rock as much as I can. I definitely wasn't Artie safe at all, but the game's gotten really close. And right now I'm looking at who's on the other team, and I see they got a Lorraine left. And I'm like, oh boy, that guy could be trouble right there. Autoloaders are so dangerous late game. Catch the Artie out in the open, boom, put a shell into him, take him out of the game. And now it's cleanup time. Oh, he's got full health too, almost full health. So I'm getting pretty worried at this point. I'm thinking maybe he's gonna rush over the edge. No, he's not. Okay, I gotta push him with my other medium tank too to take him out, because he definitely is the most dangerous one on the battlefield right now. He could easily, not easily, but he could pull this game if he wanted to, or if he tried. Little RNG, you never know what could happen, but try to hit one on the move, and obviously we're not going to. This tank does not hit on the move whatsoever. So he's fighting my other medium tank, my sharpshooter right now, and they're just crawling, going at it. But I'm trying to get there as fast as I can. If I were in the tech tree variant, I probably would have been there by now, just because of the better rate of fire, or not better rate of fire, but better top speed. And put one into him, bounce the second one, put a third one into him, finish him off. Pretty decent game. We got about 6K combined, 3,800 base, 2,200 spotting. So 6K combined all around. Victory, obviously. MVP with 1815 base XP Master Ace tanker. This was my first ace in this tank. Very fun tank. Love this. Love the mechanic. It's pretty fun on the battlefield. Definitely recommend getting it versus going up the tech tree and playing those tanks, because you're not going to have fun playing those. This tank you'll have fun in for sure. So, and that was with 2 commander skills as well. So I only had 6 Sense and I think Born Leader. That was it. So now we have transitioned onto Sunset Coast for the second replay in the P44 Pantera. And I'm going to cut out bits and pieces of this game just because it is a little bit boring in the beginning, just because we're kind of waiting for stuff to happen. We're playing it safe. It's going to pick up at the end. We're going to have some great teamwork with one of our players, or one of our teammates at the end. So we'll go to that. And right now I'll put the stats up on the screen of this tank. So armor, it doesn't exist. It does have a better mantlet than the Progetto does, but it's still not going to block anything, so don't expect it to. Gun's a little bit slower, not as fast of a rate of fire, and then the engine's a lot better, actually. 750 horsepower and 60 top speed, so it does get up and go a lot better, and you feel like you can move around the battlefield a little bit better than the premium version of it. So now I've cut out the first 6 minutes of this game because there wasn't a whole lot happening from my point of view. I was just trying to play that supporting role and slip in shots where I could. And we haven't been able to do that very successfully so far, just because there weren't many targets and I was missing a lot of shots as well. RNG just wasn't really happy with me. So it's a 4v4 right now, and they have a lot of health left. They got 2 heavies. We have no heavies whatsoever. We just have 2 mediums and a light tank, and it's going to get down to the wire right here. We take a couple hits right there. I probably overexposed, should not have done that, and I get down to 1 shot. And if you look at their team, they all have tons and tons of health, so it's not looking good right here. Right here, I'm hoping my light tank falls back, and I'm trying to support him and maybe take out somebody or track somebody that roams around the corner. That way they don't take him out, because I know for a fact that I have to keep him alive in my game, just because I have absolutely no health left. And right now I know that their heavy's just going to roll around the corner and push us hard. And if they do roll around that corner and I stay in brawl, I'm going to die just because I have no health left. And you really can't brawl in this thing whatsoever. So right now I'm thinking that, okay, I got to follow my teammate. I got to stick with him. That way we can put a big distance in between us in this current position where we were last spotted. And hopefully their team rolls out one by one and we're able to isolate them and take them out of the game and potentially win. So he is in a British Tier 9 light tank, the G-Store, I think that's what it is. Yeah. And which is a tank that has great camo, but not very high DPM. So as far as DPM goes, we definitely don't have that at all. So they are outclassing us as far as damage per minute. But we do have more mobility than them, and I would say a little bit better camo. So the STRV is what the big issue is right now, because if we get isolated by him, he can just basically look at us and we're dead. So we're pushing up to this position. We're gonna get spotted right here. Actually, I'm thinking, okay, I need to fall back, and we get spotted. I'm like, hopefully nobody shoots at me, and thank God he misses. It whizzes right by us. So he gets lit up by my light tank, and I roll up. Okay, I gotta put a shell into this guy. Snap one into him. I don't really know how that hit him. I think it tracked him too, because he was kind of hiding behind a dead tank right there. Now, what you'll see right here is that me and this light tank aren't platoon, and we aren't in voice chat or anything like that. So there's no verbal communication between us. So we're limited to the comms wheel and the map as far as communicating where we're going to go and stuff like that. And so what I'm going to try to do is tell him I'm repositioning to a certain spot. That way I can try to get some flanking or side shots into someone that he spots. So definitely works well. If you are in a situation like this and you don't have any way to communicate with a teammate, it's good to stick with them and play patiently pretty much. So he obviously knew how to play the game. He understood what the situation was. And so I'm sure he understood what I was trying to do as well. So it really helps when you guys stick together. And I'm not going to go off far from him pretty much. And what helps right here is that this tank is very mobile, like I said earlier in the replay. So if I were to get in a position where I need to fall back, I could easily go to him if he needs help or something like that. So basically what I'm doing right now, trying to get a side shot into that cavern that's sitting up there, or the British heavy tank, and trying to spot him. So I'm trying to, like I said, use the comms wheel and tell him that I'm on my way and I'm almost in position. So right here, I wish I would have had the option to tell him through the comms wheel that I was in position, but unfortunately it doesn't exist anymore because of 5.0. So we spot the STRV, put a shell into him, so you can put another one into him. Try to put one in, it bounces off him. I think it hit like an upper plate, or it was like a weird angle or something like that. So we pull back because we get spotted right there. And right now I'm trying to tell him I'm reloading, but if you look above the map on the right side, you'll see it doesn't tell anything. It just says my name popped up. It doesn't say reloading, even though I hit that button. So that's one of the glitches right here, that if it only says that you're reloading if you're reloading your full clip, I think, or something like that. I'm not really sure. So if you're loading that third and final shell into your magazine, for whatever reason, it doesn't tell you how much time, or it doesn't say via the game that you're reloading. So it's a little strange. But anyways, we're able to take out, or he takes out the British heavy tank. He puts 2 shots into him, so thankfully he was able to do that. And now I'm going to reposition back to my original spot, and he spots this guy. I put 1 shell into him, nope, bounce that one, put another one into him, track him, so you can put another one into him, boom, and re-roll low, unfortunately. So he is ammo racked, so that's good for us. And I think I want to beat his reload. He doesn't have a repair kit. Boom, we take him out of the game. So that ended up working well. Great teamwork right there. My light tank's up front. He's spotting. He's trying to bait the guy's shot. He's not going to get hit by him. And then I'm in the back trying to support him with my shells, and we're able to take that guy out of the game. So we've taken this from a 2v4 down to a 2 versus 1. So he spots the STRV. I'm trying to tell him again that I'm reloading, but I know like it's not going to pop up with anything if I spam it like it did earlier. So unfortunately, I just got to sit right here and tell him that I'm ready to fire, and when I am, then I am. So we're going to push down left right here, and I'm trying to get a I'm going to try to get a side shot into this STRV, because we're not running out of time. We still got plenty of time left, but he is a little further away from me and distance from me, so I don't want to risk him getting taken out of the game and the STRV taking me out of the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rush up and try to get next to him. Hopefully he can go around the right side and I can flank around the left, and we can take the STRV out of the game. So if you noticed on the map on the bottom right, my light tank has been waiting for me to roll up and help him out, so he's not overexposing himself. Both of us are kind of thinking that this STRV has pulled back away from the cap circle and towards the hill to distance himself, and actually he doesn't do that. I get spotted right here, so I know this guy is somewhere around the cap circle, so I call for help from my teammate who's flanking around the backside. And I wish in this position right here I had the ability to go into the comms wheel and say I'm immobilized, to kind of let my teammate know that, hey, I'm pinned down right here. But unfortunately with 6.0, that no longer exists in the comms wheel. So I know I have to peek out and spot him, which I do right there, and take the risk of getting hit. But he's hiding behind a dead tank. I try to snapshot him, doesn't work out. So right now I'm just waiting for myself to go unspotted so I can maybe sneak another shot in, because I don't know if he's looking at me and I don't want to risk dying right here. So I'm waiting for my light tank to light him up again, which he's going to right now. Yeah, he does. So I peek around, see if I can find a shell. Boom, put one into him. See if we can find another spot on his backside. Yep, we do. So, and I'm debating right here whether or not to fire again. But I realize I need the DPM, and I'm already lacking right now because I've dropped 2 shells. So I need to reload the second shell. That way I don't, absolutely destroy myself with bad DPM. So we shoot him again, set him on fire. He puts it out. Boom, we decided to take him out of the game with the 3rd shot. So a great game and a spectacular display of teamwork between me and this light tank player. Wish I could have sent him a message or something, but unfortunately we're on different consoles, so it doesn't work out that way. But I think this game was pretty good at displaying how this tank does perform. It doesn't have armor, doesn't have the DPM, but it does have ability and the ability to support your tanks and teammates as well. Overall opinion, I'd have to say that the premium version of this auto reloading tier 8 medium tank is by far way better than this one. So in this case, it's going to be pay to win for sure on which one's better. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of the video. It was definitely fun recording this one. Love playing these tanks. Give them a try if you want them. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.